Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trix Makes Brownies. I'm Dominic, hosting for Trix.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm also eating rice crackers here with sour cream and sweet chili, and it's delicious as fuck.
So we
in
got
14 minutes, I'm gonna have to go check on my brownies.
you got brownies. Ritz has rice crackers. I got some cashews and trail mix here.
That's
And
fair.
right now, I am fat girling the rest of this bowl of brownie batter.
Do
This
not do
episode.
not eat the bowl of brownie batter. Do not.
I will not. I could not eat that.
You will never find yourself a nice husband if you eat the brownie batter.
This is a great start to episode 101 of Dissonant Waves. Back to basics.
Yeah, I feel like we had such like this zenith of just what we did, and then it's just us fucking around the next episode.
Yeah, so many just like projects and ideas, and now it's just a regular episode with 3 albums.
Yeah.
We have, in order on my list here, Harvey Milk's My Love is Higher Than Your Assessment of What My Love Could Be, Regurgitator's Unit, and a live album, Shakey Graves' West of Calgary, which currently is not available for sale. It is on YouTube only, or on download if you can find a download link, like on Reddit.
And a fun thing that's been added to this episode. So I put up a whole not a whole list. I said name a letter of the alphabet to both of these, and that's gonna help both of these people here. And that's gonna help decide what album I pick next week. And we've narrowed this down now to M to S being the letters remaining. And it's either the start of the artist or the album name. And either
Red
Trix
Hot
or
Chili
Dominic,
Peppers, Love.
yeah. Trix, Dominic have to guess. I'm going to answer truthfully. It's not Red Hot Chili Peppers. And if they do get one, that will be my pick next week.
You
A little bit
also
of fun.
you also said you discounted Q,
I did discount Q.
so that is not a letter in contention, despite it falling between M and S.
Yeah, the reason being for that is that I know enough about the one I chose a Q and didn't realize, wait, this would not actually be interesting to talk about.
That's never stopped us before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want some better choices here.
Not Bunny Yellow. Who's the other Alex?
Alex Boniello was, yeah, that was the one.
Okay, yeah.
You also talk about Wow, I guess.
Yeah.
Both of them are not on this list.
Of course not. I would hope not. Shout out to Alex though. You seem cool otherwise. But talking about albums that are generally uninteresting to me, let's talk about Unit.
I hate you.
Oh my god.
You don't think this album's interesting? Trix, you seem pissed as well.
Oh, this album is great, but it's still gonna be my number 3.
It has some cool moments. I like some moments on Unit, but to me, this is like this year's temperature.
I will lick your arsehole.
That's the cover of the Mozart tune, isn't it?
Believe so.
This is this year's
as well.
This is this year's temper trap so far.
I
Fully disagree.
yeah, like I could get not liking Temper Trap if you don't like this style, but granted, their style, so, and granted, Regurgitator has that little bit of a curse. It's like when you go back to Beatles albums and you go, why is this so influential? It sounds the same. It's because everything tried to sound like it. And obviously, Unit isn't as big as the Beatles were, but in Australia, you definitely had acts try to sound exactly like Regurgitator did.
Really?
For credit. Yeah, this album was fucking huge here.
I saw that, like, album of the year of the Arias, like, fucking millions of sales.
Yeah, they full on expected it to kind of flop because they had a massive sound departure from their first record, which is pure kind of just alternative rock. There's like that's what the whole joke of the first song on here is. I like your old stuff better than your new stuff. It's not apparently because you can actually listen to the original version as a B-side to the song formerly known as I like your old remix better than your new remix, which is like the more original version of it. I think the lyrics are somewhat different.
Yeah.
Where it's a bit more it's got that electronic sound, but it's also very more rock focused and stuff like that. But when they were doing this album, they kind of realized they just wanted to strip that song back to be more and more electronic as it went, because it signified the kind of big sound departure that they were doing, and was also just a massive fucking shit take, and it's beautiful.
Sure.
This is a shit post of an album, and I'm living for it.
Yeah, that's like with the Mac DeMarco album, that was an absolute shit take of country, and it was fucking funny. whether that comes out of a bit of a love for that or not is completely different. And this is just a shit take of just fucking everything. And it's not to say that there isn't some like not great songwriting or anything in here. I mean, a Polyester Girl sounds like an actual love pop song, and it's just about a sex doll.
Yeah.
And let's not say like the song formerly known as isn't a fucking banger.
Yeah, the song formerly known as is cool. I also really like I Piss Alone.
Oh yeah, I Piss Alone, which has a very like soft ending, and then
Yeah,
shit, it was fucking great. Fucking love
I
it.
would say just the title is a mood and a half.
Eating a rice cracker as I talk.
And that was the sound that Lucas Kukas was making at the second Grief Eater show that I went to. It was a very good show. But I don't know, like maybe it is just that this album is just outdated for me and that it sounds like everything else. I hate falling into that category with things because I do want to try to acknowledge things within their time and like appreciate them for what they were.
This record personally, and I'm actually surprised you at least aren't talking a bit more about like the actual lyrics in this, Dominic, because specifically with some of the topics that they're talking about, they're pretty ahead of the curve. I mean, Kran Yermans has always been very actual aware of everything going around. Like on the previous album, there's a song called "Fuck Shit Off," which is this kind of very like angry song that's about the abuse that's happening to I think it's his sister. From like in their marriage and shit. So he's always like had very much cases of like say toxic masculinity or I think his father or something was that as well. Someone in his life was very progressive as well, which helped influence him. So he's always had these topics and stuff which have actually been quite progressive even for the fucking 90s. I mean, Everyday Formula pretty much is all about like it could be seen as somewhat a bit pretentious, I guess, as well. It's like, oh, is technology consuming us? But like when he actually talks about it and stuff, he goes like, oh yeah, but like we're also like completely forgetting about the environment and going towards this, which has also become really fucking relevant right now with the rise of NFTs and shit.
That's very fair. I don't know, I guess I was looking at songs like Black Bugs.
I got killed by bugs in my video game.
What's at the end of Satan's Rainbow?
Yeah. I mean, they are, some songs, maybe Black Bugs doesn't have that great. I think it was supposed to be a bit more about aliens than it actually ended up being about.
I mean, granted, the music videos are all like N64 graphics, which I really do appreciate, actually. And so it's like, that's kind of where...
I was going to say, as well, another relevant artist to talk about there as well is actually Spiderbait, where their song Calypso has like that very same style, and that's because they actually had a lot of relevancy with each other, specifically because Janet from Spiderbait and Kron from Regurgitator were not only collaborating with each other quite frequently, they were also dating at the same time.
Yes, Janet, I know, was like pretty important. They also designed the art cover, I believe.
I believe so.
Which is a pretty cool. It's the cover for Unit is very 90s, very simple, but it's nice.
It 100% would not have the same impact if it didn't have that 18 plus warning. It's one of the only albums, I think, the actual explicit warning they've kind of made part of the one that they've actually made part of the artwork because it's on Spotify, and two actually makes the artwork. But it's actually just a warning sticker because it has some pretty adult topics on here, and explicit, I guess, a big one. I mean, again, the actual biggest charting hit here was about a sex doll. Yeah,
I saw that was that, and I believe Polyester Girl was like the big song. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, the one that people usually think is like their best song off here, and especially in like Hottest 100s and stuff, is the song formerly known as. But when it actually came to ARIA charts and stuff, Polyester Girl was the one that was charting.
That song, I don't know. I'm very tired of the 90s. And I know that this album was also kind of considered ahead of its time for being very very 80s focused. So I'm tired of the 80s. And this album was considered like a throwback when there weren't really throwbacks.
I get that.
And so like Polyester Girl is a great example of a song that's like, it sounds like an older...
Polyester Girl, so shiny, my Polyester Girl. Great song. I love it.
I just feel like it sounds like a lot of songs like that. I don't know. It just did not impress me the way I hoped it would.
I get that.
Like I'm reminded of like Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah, I can see that. I enjoyed this album, if I'll be honest. I don't really have too much to say against it about it because I listened to the other two albums a lot more. But this is definitely one that I'll find myself coming back to. I quite enjoyed it.
I also enjoyed 1, 2, 3, 4 for what that's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of fun stuff on this album. Let me pull up the track title. I will lick your ass
Apologies, I
before
had to be
it's
away for 5 seconds there.
You're fine. We're trying to cover for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we did a fantastic job. I feel like my real only issue, like I love this album. It's not like a 9, even really a 9 for me, or a 10. One of those. It's like kind of just like, yeah, I like this album a lot. I do think it is very front heavy. I think there's some interesting parts in the back half, but I don't think they're executed as well as the front half is.
I think this album also just makes me realize how much I like Machine Gun Fellatio.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably actually prefer the Machine Gun Fellatio album.
Like, I just think of so many songs. Like, they have similar sounds because obviously 90s influence, of course, and that album came later, but even still. I just...
Well, from what I remembered, you thought Machine Gun Fellatio was going to be a lot more sleazier than it ended up being.
Yeah. But, like, songs like Just Because I come back to quite a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. And like, I can get it, this isn't an album. I don't even expect Trix to go back to this album. But
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But this is still a really big moment for Australian music history. It kind of like... Because remember, again, this is probably also the same year that that OK Computer came out.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it also didn't feel like it... Like, this wasn't just copying OK Computer. They were doing their own fucking thing here as well. So yeah, we also had artists and stuff who copy Radiohead. I mean, you had pretty much every artist in England and America that was doing alternative for the next 3 years. So we're gonna do OK Computer. We're gonna make our own OK Computer, and it didn't really work for them. And I feel like that also works in Unit's benefit. It's like it didn't, whilst it had it here, it didn't have that globally. So it didn't also get too tired out here.
That's fair. It also came out, but in the same year, so it's hard to really argue that it copied. Well, when did OK Computer come out?
Oh fuck, this brownie smell good.
So May to October, because OK Computer was May. This album was October, so
Yeah.
You could put out an album in that amount of time, but to be this widespread and ranging, it would not work.
I'm pretty sure Everyday Formula had already been released at that point as well. So they already had the singles and the planning out for this already done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You taking the brownies out?
Yeah, you're coming with me, guys.
This is always just a fun record, and we didn't really get... Unfortunately, I feel like for Regurgitator, they never really got to this peak again.
Yeah.
And they're still, obviously, put out some good songs and shit, and I think they even have a kids album.
They do. I saw that.
Yeah.
Regurgitator is Pogogo Show.
Yeah, that one.
Where's the...
It's a fun record. I like it. Like it a lot. I don't really care what you think, Dominic, because we got Trix backing me up.
That's very fair. I was interested in a story I was reading in Wikipedia about the band at the time this came out, and they were touring it.
I think they were touring with artists like the Melvins and shit, weren't they?
In America, I believe they were, yeah.
Yeah,
that would be a lineup.
So the Melvins also toured with Harvey Milk. That's worth saying.
Yeah, I mean, the Melvins fucking rock, and we need to cover them.
I think Ritz said something about the Melvins early on that made me shy away. That it reminded that you had a friend or something that listened to them, or an ex.
No, definitely not an ex.
My dad's ex used to listen to the Melvins.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Trix there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But so the story I was reading was about how the drummer for Unit had like just disappeared one day when they were on tour in Australia, and he ended up being in a coma for like a week, and no one knew how. He had no memory of how it happened, and so he was just gone. And so they had John Coghill of Powderfinger filling in for him for the tour. And apparently this created some kind of riff between them.
Yeah, I can say that. I didn't actually know about that.
It's Wikipedia, so I don't know exactly if it's sourced. It looks like it might be. Let's see. But
oh my god, those brownies
Oh,
smell fantastic.
URL doesn't work anymore.
Oof.
But
I need my facts.
that is an unsourced story for now. But I thought that was interesting that, and then he left the band not too long after. So I wondered if something was like happening.
Yeah,
if he was okay.
it's most Regurgitator's mostly just been Kron and Ben though. So
Yeah.
it could have just been creative differences. Could have been anything. I don't think there's much worth in speculating that.
No.
Yeah.
I do also appreciate that they seem to be part of a scene that just has a lot of projects happening. Like as I'm like looking at them,
They
they
were
all
definitely
have...
they were a lot more prolific in this era as well. Especially like Happy Land also had a bit of popularity in '97 as well, which also means that Kron and it's only ever happened once, and this is the feat that Kron Yeomans is currently the only holder of. And it's never done by like an artist, it's only done by a person between multiple artists. And that's getting 3 songs in a row in the Hottest 100. Because he got a Happy Land song and then 2 Regurgitator songs from 28 to 26. Back to back has happened many times, but there's never been an artist since then that's gotten 3 in a row.
I'm gonna fix myself a drink while we talk this through.
Because there was Happy Land. Looks like there was Zoorastia, Pangea on Ben's side. He was putting his stuff out in the 2000s, Quan, by himself. There just seemed like it'd be like a big music scene between all of them that was interesting to me.
Oh, yeah.
This was a kind of like a fun little side project. Oh, Brasilia, Precision Oiler was another one that was mentioned. And somehow this was the one that kind of broke through.
I've got not much else to say, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I wanted to give the unit its due.
It reads like a shit post. That's all I have to say.
And look your old stuff better than your new stuff.
Anyway,
my favorites off here, song formerly known as Polyester Girl, or fucking classics. Going into some of the deeper cuts though, I think I Piss Alone and A World of Sleaze are some of the better songs on here.
Oh, The World of Sleaze. Favorite? Go ahead.
You don't like that one?
It just reminded me too much of a Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah, it'd be fun. My least favorite, probably Modern Life or Mr. T.
Okay, fair. Not that I hate Nine Inch Nails either. I just felt like they were really trying with that one. I was like, oh, this isn't Trent Reznor though. But my favorites, I really like I Piss Alone and 1, 2, 3, 4. My least favorite's probably Polyester Girl.
Miss Trix there, ready to give her least favorites and favorites.
I don't really have any least favorites. This album is just kind of like decent all the way through. Nothing like stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Favorites though are definitely I Pissed Alone and 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you get up in the mic a little bit?
Yes, sorry about that. That better?
Yeah.
That's much better. Now, no one has given a guess for the albums for next week. Does anyone get any ideas?
Alfie Templeman's new album.
I did. See, you actually got some pretty educated guesses because I did see Alfie Templeman open for the Wombats last week.
Alfie Templeman's pretty good.
The bassist actually was fucking incredible.
I did have a guess. Let me find it again. Oh yeah. Was it Orville Peck?
It is not Orville Peck. I think we can just safely assume, without spoilers, do not pick a country record.
But you have mentioned Orville Peck before, so I thought maybe you would have.
I have mentioned it. I think Trix is more likely to pick Orville Peck.
I like country music. I moved to the country and I like country music.
I'm not saying you can't pick Orville Peck, but you did pick this fucking choice, and it's the Shakey Graves album. That's right, I did the segue before you could, Dominic.
That's totally fine. Let's talk about Shakey Graves again.
Okay, I had an intro for this one because I have a hypothesis, and that hypothesis is that Shakey Graves is actually a live act, and that his studio albums just do not do him justice.
You ready for the craziest thing you're ever going to hear, Trix?
You did not like it at all.
No, I agree.
Hell yeah.
I can't say I go out of this really wanting to see Shakey Graves live. I can't believe I said C with a H there. But I enjoyed this more than any of the studio albums. I actually think he's doing a really great job as a live actor. The crowd seems fully into it. The crowd fucking makes it. Yeah, the mouth trumpet thing's pretty funny. I agree with that.
Yeah.
His vocals are pretty on point live. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm a big Shakey Graves fan from it still, like I said, but I think this is better than any of the studio albums I've listened to.
And he's also playing the drums at the same time.
Yeah, he's got the busker attitude going on.
Yeah, like he's just got pure bardic charisma in this album, and I can't explain it.
I can't say this is better than Live at Jittery Joe's. I think that album is still unique and
Live
special.
at Jittery Joe's is still better.
But I do like his presence with the audience. I don't know. I think the thing about Live at Jittery Joe's is that it really creates a sense of presence, including like just kind of like what the atmosphere feels like. And I feel like this is the one thing this album kind of fails at, is that I don't know like exactly where he is or what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like the one thing I will knock this album as. Like he could just be anywhere. It could be a bar. It could be anything. A concert venue.
Yeah.
But he does engage the audience. They do seem to know and like his stuff. And I do like all the requests. Like the one girl was like, Shaggy, can you play Daisy Chains?
It was like, yes, if you be my... I forget the name already.
Yeah, actually, one thing I did notice, because I haven't really ever been bothered to look up any of the stories or something from this song, so that's just why it's always a benefit when artists actually explain what the fucking song is about. And I like that he's actually explaining the song whilst he's fucking performing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Like how he's talking about with like Georgia Moon, how he was on a trip to New York and he stops at this liquor store in Tennessee and saw the Georgia Moon brand moonshine. And like he just paints a scene.
Yeah, he's good at painting those scenes. And it's like I kind of want to like give him crap for being like a kid actor who turned country star. Like that feels like such a story that one could do where they're like, you know, super, you know, they're on like the country hits channel or whatever the fuck on TV, country music awards and all that shit, and really selling out mainstream. But he really seems to live this life and be into this in a way that I appreciate.
Yeah.
Like his it's like his past life doesn't even matter. It's like he was always meant to be this.
Yeah, definitely. And like if you ever just watch him live, he just shows up in like cowboy boots and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt and just fucking rocks it.
All right, I could appreciate that.
I feel like I should say some more words about this record, but I do still struggle at times with remembering exactly what I heard, because one thing that still doesn't really change in the live album is that, like, it probably doesn't help that it's it's a live recording or something like that. But there were a lot of moments that it did seem like it was trying to build a bit of continuity. So I'm not trying to say this is a big insult, but like there were a lot of moments that sounded very, very fucking samey.
Oh
Yeah,
that's just the territory.
He starts a lot of the songs out very similarly. Like he has a lot of the similar picking style for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like there's not as many songs this time that I think are going to go into Roll the Bones, but that does happen still.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to call out the fact that they do fade out a couple times, as if to cut ahead or to like go to a different show.
Yeah, no, I don't really care about that, to be honest.
That
Happens with live albums. So I don't really think this is one full live show. It sounded like a couple of others, but like it could have also been the same show. I didn't really check that.
Apologies in advance if you hear my chickens. I'm standing outside looking at them.
Yeah, you know how I usually have to apologize if like people in my house make noises, and I said you gotta hear a "bakak, bakak," and he's just like, yeah, no.
They're little chicks. I'm posting a photo.
Don't
Yeah,
show
sorry,
us.
all these chicks in my house, man.
Don't show us your harem again.
I can't see a single chicken in that fucking photo.
Look at the black towards underneath the lamp. That's a little
chicken. Man, you could have taken a fucking shit on the table and told me it was fucking chicken with that fucking below.
Here, I'll get a real close-up photo of one.
Let me try to see if I can guess another album while I'm here.
Go ahead. I've still got the full list up.
Give me a second to really look at this.
Those are some good-looking chickens.
Very cute.
You ever seen that 4chan green text where someone's got this bunch of chickens and someone says triple digits?
Make little paper hats for them.
Yeah, make the paper hats. It's the most wholesome green text out there.
Oh, it is.
Right. I'm gonna throw out Ocean Grove.
Holy shit! You forgot to look at the list above where I already posted that.
Did I? Shit.
Yeah, that was under you for Up in the Air Forever.
Damn. It's focused on.
Oh.
Oh, not you. Shit.
How do you feel knowing that you actually picked something in the list that had already been cut?
Terrible. I would have won.
Yeah, that one was interesting though because it has Dune Rats as a collab on there.
Fontaine's DC Skinny Fire.
No, but I have
Fia.
I have listened to that record and I don't like it as much as their second record, A Hero's Death.
To make it sound to bring out an album, but an artist that it sounds like we've covered before, Japanese Television.
That definitely sounds like an artist we would have covered, but no, I don't even know who the hell that is.
We've covered Japanese wallpaper.
And Japanese Breakfast.
I've considered covering the Japanese house, but we've not gotten there yet.
And now there's Japanese television.
I remember when we covered Japanese Breakfast. I don't think we actually have.
Mouths Armageddon.
Nope. Don't even know what that one is.
Let's see. I want to guess one more, and then we'll go back to Shakey.
Go ahead.
I want to guess. Ooh. That's not gonna work.
This is the Dominic ponders through Spotify.
While Dominic looks, I'm just gonna throw out a random one that I'm seeing on the list here. Sally Shapiro, Sad Cities.
No, but that's a great name.
It stuck out to me because the label that released it is Italians Do It Better.
How about...
I'm gonna have to listen to that one on my own.
Yeah.
Let's go with Perfume Genius, Ugly Season.
Oh, that's a good guess, but I haven't listened to enough Perfume Genius to remember that the record came out.
Oh man.
You got some pretty good guesses earlier, Dominic. I'll give you a little hint. But it's not in the name, but you can stick a Japanese for one of them.
Did Last Dinosaurs come out with a new album?
Not yet.
Anyway, let's cover Shakey a little bit more since this is our first time doing something that's not actually released.
Yeah.
Like currently. We came close. Thelma Plum. I think her album's still not released in America.
Hey, if the people listening to this are listening to this on the Shakey Graves Day, it is technically released.
Yes, the 3 days of the year where the album is out.
You're only allowed to listen to this episode of the podcast on Shakey Graves Day.
Yeah, I was gonna reference Shakey Graves Day in the title maybe, but we already have a good title. Just you wait.
Yeah. Remember how I found in the war came for $5 at JB clearance?
Oh, that was the answer to that one, huh? You didn't say.
Yeah, I posted the full list.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I must have scrolled past that one.
It was. I'm pretty sure. I don't think Roll the Bones has Roll the Bones X even got released as a CD.
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, the original one was on a CD, but the new one, I'm not sure.
I know it got released on vinyl.
I saw it for $5 and I was just like, well, I'm surprised it's not cheaper, to be honest. I don't really know anyone in Australia that listens to Shakey Graves, but
it's not out yet. But I was gonna say the new Dune Rats album.
Nah, I don't even think it's in the.
Can I throw you a Stand Atlantic?
You're getting to the good Australian stuff, and by good I mean like I know of them. I can guarantee you I have no plans to cover Stand Atlantic.
Okay.
All right. Porridge Radio.
You got it.
I did?
You got it.
Fuck, I was gonna suggest that one later.
Yeah, Porridge Radio's Water Slide Diving Board Ladder to the Sky was my ping.
Hell yeah.
Water Slide Diving Board Ladder to the Sky. All right, cool.
That is, I was waiting to see how long it was, but Trix
I almost called it like 30 minutes ago, not even lying.
Damn, so, right when we started recording.
Here are the stuff that you've missed out on, and you could be potentially pissed off with it for missing out on it. So M was Mum Jean's, Sweet Tooth.
Oh, we should have covered Mom Jeans. Damn.
I'm putting this in a random order here. S was Sasami Screes. Yeah. O was Otoboki Beaver Super Champion.
Oh, I was gonna guess that.
That was the Japanese one. R was Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever Endless Rooms. And the last one, which Trix, you probably would have, I don't know if you know this one, but you would have fucking loved it, was the Neptune Power Federation, the Demon de la Mort.
I'm gonna have to look that one up because that sounds up my alley.
Yeah.
But we have gotten Water Slide, Diving Board, Ladder to the Sky by Porridge Radio.
Yeah, so that was pretty much math rock / emo. I believe the best way of going Neptune Power Federation is, it's kind of that kind of stoner metal stuff, but it's kind of not really that stoner. It's also very, I guess you could probably call it stoner. Yeah, proggy as well, I guess. Otoboki Beaver, that is punk. Endless Rooms, they're Australian kind of pub rock. And Sesame Screes is a bit of noise, bit of indie rock, but this Porridge Radio, full on DIY, like for DIY indie rock. Sorry.
I see sadcore and lo-fi.
They looked up my alley when I saw their Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
The Neptune Power Federation one, or
no, the Porridge Radio.
Porridge Radio, fair enough. So those were we had quite a big list that we could have chosen from there for next week, and I think in the end, we're all gonna wish that we did something else, but
that's fine.
I don't think that. I mean, it's a Porridge Radio insult. I feel like even if we picked another one, we would have been interested in something else.
I'm going to admit mine's another Doomsayer pick, but I listened to it this time and it's actually good.
Doomsayer pick? What does that mean?
Remember how I did Vision 3D?
You did what?
When I did Vision 3D.
Oh, right.
I found it off that one guy I follow on Twitter.
Gotcha.
This is another one of his threads.
Okay.
I swear, guys, it's actually good this time. Yeah.
Oh, I listened to it. It's actually really good, and I think you'll enjoy it.
I've told Ritz what my choice
and I already forgot.
Oh, good. I will intentionally not tell Trix until the end.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Shakey Graves.
I forgot that was what we're doing. We had a fun little mini game there.
Really good album. What are your favorites off of this? Like, let's just cut to the point. Like, talk about like the highlights. Like, I gotta mention. I gotta mention the fucking Tomorrow. This is the first time we've actually covered Tomorrow, and Tomorrow is such a banger.
Yeah, it's on one of the other 10 Shakey Graves albums that is not released except on Shakey Graves Day.
Well, it's also released as a single.
Ah.
So this album, like the actual highlights of it, they get better as it goes on. And the actual live set seems to like properly have been like all settled in.
Yeah, so around.
Yeah. It's because Chinatown is actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
But I actually think the last song off here, The Waters, is great.
Yeah.
I love that it actually stands out throughout all the other songs. I mean, Roll the Bones is actually fine of a song as well. Maybe I'm getting a bit of Stockholm Syndrome with it, with how much I heard it in the fucking Wonderland's outro to fucking all this. But it's fine. I don't think it's that much of a standout, but I can understand that a lot of people are excited to hear it live. But I do think Chinatown and The Waters are actually like... Chinatown just because I think the audience participation, and The Waters because I think it just stands out.
He did audience participation in another song as well.
Yeah, but I think it's...
Which one? The Proper Fence?
Built to Rome.
Built to Rome.
Yeah.
Because Shakey Graves Shakey just kind of points at them at one point, and they just do Some of Us Were Built to Rome, and then he goes, Some of You Were Definitely Built to Rome.
Yeah. I gotta shout out Word of Mouth for being not actually on the YouTube version of this.
Yeah, but it's a good version of the tune on this.
I just think it was funny that song is randomly cut out, but it's still the same length.
Yeah,
it's just blank audio. Like yeah, just forgot to put the audio in. I do like Bowie's Lament. I think that's a really interesting song.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great rendition of Stereotypes of Blue Collar Male.
Oh yeah.
I love Roll the Bones. It's a great song. Chinatown's a really great song. I guess I can't really consider Chinatown to be a 2021 song anymore, but I don't care.
Late July?
Late July's good. I like Late July. For a minute, I thought that was a Petite League song, but...
Little 4th of July is probably what you're thinking.
Yes.
I will say one of the things that it's interesting that is lacking is Unlucky Skin. He always plays that one live.
Well, apparently not always.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of these songs are actually from stuff we have not covered yet.
Let me. Coupe de Ville. Tomorrow.
Yeah, wait till tomorrow.
Parliament.
I had to do my shitty Silverchair joke.
Daisy Chains. And The Waters.
Okay. So we
Sorry,
covered
I
Proper
appreciated
Fence.
my joke.
Yes, we have. That was off of Roll the Bones X.
Christopher Columbus as well?
No, we did not cover Christopher Columbus. I
Oh,
thought I said that one.
You cut out then, maybe.
But Proper Fence was the song after The Seal Hunter.
Oh, okay. I think The Seal Hunter just kind of blotted it out for me.
I don't blame you.
It's almost like sometimes Shakey Graves songs blend together, and it's hard to tell which one's which.
Well, no.
Oh no, actually, get a fucking whiteboard, fucking Shakey Graves fans trying to explain how all the songs.
Well, the Seal Hunter was the Seal Hunter was the bad one.
The one about like a dude has to fuck.
Yeah, I believe it. Trix, this is what you fucking look like.
Please, yes. That was exactly what I was thinking of.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the popular meme of like I think it's just some YouTube video of someone just probably doing one of those online
it's just like the meme is him just sped up, drawing on the whiteboard, like looking like frantic, explaining something.
Okay,
yes.
Fair enough. Explaining memes to an old man.
Oh, there was someone put out one of Australian slander, and one of them was people from Launceston trying to explain how beautiful their city is after smoking 2 kilograms of meth.
That's okay. All right.
That's a lot of meth.
I do like the songs that do get stories. Like Daisy Chains is a fun one, just because they're like I like when the artist actually like talks for a moment and like lets the audience breathe.
Yeah.
Like when they do something unexpected like that, I do think that's a lot of fun. I do appreciate that.
I love when the artist doesn't make me fucking suffocate in the
like
the venue.
When Home is Where brought out Your Arms Are My Cocoon. That was a great moment.
Yeah.
I still remember that. But yeah.
Important moments in history, like the slaves being freed,
Jesus.
Berlin Wall falling down, Home is Where bringing out Your Arms Are My Cocoon.
I don't know if I should cut that or not.
David Hasselhoff. Or Home is Where featuring David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, fair enough. That's has that been done yet, or are we still waiting for that moment?
We're still waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
Although when that moment comes, it will be fucking glorious.
Yeah. Where were you when This Is Kill? Can't remember what the original of that meme was.
Oh. I don't know.
We are the most prepared and educated podcast on that.
Anyways, the Shakey Graves album is my fucking favorite he's put out.
And Dominic is still wondering now, do I cut out that joke? It wasn't that bad.
I've moved past it. That was mostly joking.
The only person who will get canceled is Ritz, anyways. So we're
fine. I'll just use the Australian card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way they can't cancel me because they don't think I'm real.
So I see the last Porridge radio album was called Every Bad. I do like this art.
I was going to say, is there a little segue that you're trying to do here? Or a little comment?
No, I just like this art a lot.
Yeah, fair enough. It's very basic, but it's very nice.
Yeah. That looks like a very nice vinyl I would have.
It reminds me of King Crimson.
I think I've listened to Every Bad, but I don't think I've listened to it in full, but like the new one grabbed me more than that one did.
That's fair. Anyway, I guess least favorites for me. I think there's a little too much moosing around.
Those are my favorite moments.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Trix.
I like the one where they.
You can go first.
I like when they do the fake end show, come back for encore thing. That's always fun. I don't know. Maybe Christopher Columbus. I'm not sure, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Favorites on here: Chinatown, and I think it was just called The Water, wasn't it? I was looking at the track listing when I was saying all these words beforehand, and I lost it because I was looking at the Porridge Radio one. Yeah, it is called The Waters. Georgia Moon was actually alright as well. Least favorite, wasn't really so big into the start in here, so like wasn't actually that big on like word of mouth or or Bully's Lament kind of era there. Like, I can't remember that's a specific song which wasn't so into. So I can't give you a specific least favorite, but it's like, yeah, this one was just better as it went on, and that's so great to start.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
My favorites were Bully's Lament and Chinatown and Roll the Bones, just to be clear.
Yeah, fair.
This whole thing was my fucking favorite. I'm gonna admit, I fucking love this album.
Trix regularly asks this album out on dates in hopes that one day it will come alive and say yes.
Well, there's always a chance to see Shakey Graves live.
Oh yeah, there is.
Wait, hold on. I got the other mute for Trix. Hold on. I think she'll know which one I'm on about, but And
Maybe
this
it's
one's
time to
obviously
listen to Shakey Graves again.
Nah, it's this one. I love this album more than I love myself.
Yeah.
Why is it
Yeah.
Justice?
That was the first one on Google. I know it was edited, but it's fucking great. So.
Yeah.
I mean, Cross is a great album. We should cover it sometime. But damn.
We should cover Cross.
Yeah. Anyway, that's everyone think.
The original might have actually been Abbey Road. What the fuck?
That makes sense. It's fucking Beatles.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about my dark horse pick here, Harvey Milk.
Yeah.
This album fucked.
You know, this is an album that I picked. Like Ritz, you know, when I go to the stores, I look at the CDs, the used CDs, and it's like, oh, I've never heard of this. This looks interesting. And then I put it in. And
I just don't do that with used CDs. I do that with new CDs too. Thank you very much. I'm king of wasting.
Fair enough. I used to work at a used CD shop, so that's usually where I got the inspiration to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even remember what this album sounded like to me when I first listened to it. I know it sounded different than what's actually here. You know, like my ears just didn't understand, couldn't process. But now that we've covered some doom metal and some sludge and have come back to it, I really do appreciate this album in a whole new light.
Yeah.
I didn't give this one as much focus as I would have loved, but I did still give it to listen and listen in full, and it was nice. I liked it. It definitely reminded me a lot of pigs.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I enjoyed it more or less than pigs.
I think I enjoyed it more than Pigs X7.
We don't say it like that. Sorry, Trix, go to your room.
I mean, there's
The living room.
there's a lot of just great moments. The moment that made me want to choose this, listening to it again randomly, was when the anvil will fall just changes, and it becomes a Howard Shore song for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's just what the fuck is going on here? And
there was a surprising amount of depth to this album. I mean, it's a pretty long album, so you fucking expect it, but
it's also a sludge metal album.
Yeah.
So it's slow as fuck too.
It's not quite up to the strengths of the album and the Chipmunks sludge variant, but still a very fun listen the whole way through.
We'd love to hear women dig it tuned up to Chipmunks regular speed. Because that song defines the album for me, just from the guttural screaming and just how fucking sludgy it is.
I'm on the comments of the Genius page for the lyrics of All the Livelong Day.
Oh God, no.
And the comments, there's only one, and it's just heated gamer moment.
Yeah, there is the N-word drop, which surprising.
I think that my comment might have been me, but me in a different lifetime, you know.
Tame Coffin.
Yeah, it sounds about me.
Worth noting.
He's got a YouTube channel.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Worth noting, this band is a resident of Athens, Georgia, the same place as the Elephant Six crew and of the 90s and the REM bands of the 80s. This kind of comes in between a little bit.
Indeed.
And there really wasn't too much else like this at the time, I'm pretty sure. You know, Athens is a college town, very well known for its indie music, but Harvey Milk was there. And
There was a metal scene in Athens, Georgia in the 90s. I actually listened to a podcast where somebody who grew up there from the 90s talks about the sludge metal scene in the 90s.
did you listen to it this week because of this album?
No, I didn't. I just remembered that.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, there was a very small sludge scene in Athens, Georgia in the 90s.
What I
So,
appreciate.
I
Go ahead.
was gonna say as well, when we are actually talking about the lyric that's used here, it is used in practically the exact same way.
Tism.
Yeah, it's used in the Tism song. Well, in the first of the Tism songs that use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of like, it brings up this question, is it like really still an issue? Because like you can kind of get it, and like you kind of get why it says they're an issue.
But also, this is a band from the South, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's a different even connotation there than like an Australian band doing it, and like that's that's one thing, but a band from Georgia doing it, I feel like is an entirely different story.
Yeah, like I don't have the context of Americans there, especially Georgia, to know exactly
Well,
what it
everyone in
said there.
Atlanta, Georgia is black. This is not even really a joke. It is.
Yeah, I assume so.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that like I think "On the Livelong Day" is a really cool ender of the album. It's a really great song, other than the fact that it just drops the N-word out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
I think this album overall has a really leftist, like anti, boss corporation kind of bent, which I think a lot of metal tends to have.
Yeah.
And I think this is like this is a song about working on the railroad. That's a reference to the song, and like kind of
Yeah.
just like really going in deep into like, this is what I do. This is everyone here, and
It
actually,
references John Henry directly, pretty much.
and like actually doing the fucking sledgehammer on the anvil thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a song that goes really hard that I wish I liked more. Like, I just can't call it my favorite.
It makes me want to buy a sledgehammer and an anvil.
But there's like, the thing I like about this album too is there's a lot of like dynamics that I find interesting. I thought Ritz might find them interesting as well, which is another reason why I picked it, because we're so used to sludge metal and doom metal being very samey.
Mm.
Where they don't
Yeah,
really...
no, whilst I can't remember every single fucking moment on here and everything, I do agree this one was actually quite varied for the sound that they were doing.
Because like Jim's Polish has like a whole acoustic intro that's really beautiful and really nice before it kind of dives into the sludge.
Yeah.
Or there's like Where the Bee Sucks, There Suck I is just pretty straightforward in terms of like what it's about. Where the bee sucks, there suck I.
I still love when you just get the word "suck" in a title.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck does it even mean?
It's a great word. Suck.
Where the bees suck, there suck I.
Where in a cow's lips bell lie, I lie. There I crouch when the owls do cry, on the hands on the bow.
No, I don't get it either.
No.
Oh, it's Shakespeare.
Ah.
It's literally from the fucking Tempest.
Yeah.
I've never really got into the Tempest.
I remember trying to read the Tempest in 8th grade, and I got through it, but I thought it was boring as shit.
It's something interesting one of Shakespeare's works, I'll tell you that.
I'm a more of a Midsummer's Night Dream kind of person.
I did
I saw a hip hop version that was like Vivid a couple of years ago of the Tempest, in which the whole point was someone was going to get a record deal instead of him, which is the reason why he commits the murder on. Or tries to do the whole backstabbing and everything.
Oh, that's incredible.
It was so shit, but they took it so seriously. It was beautiful.
Now, the one thing I do want to call out for its lyrics being good, I really like The Anvil Will Fall. Because it kind of runs the whole gamut, like I said, where it starts off really hushed. Talking about my mama's first love was a Vilex Marine, but the blood and guts on her head could have washed pilots' hands clean. Her lips were like an anvil dropped from the cliff. The fall almost killed him, and then the anvil hit. And then it goes into like...
Crawling in my skin.
But then it goes into the whole Howard Shore thing where the fucking strings come up and it becomes like a movie soundtrack. And it's like this whole other thing. I don't know. It's a really cool song. I really dig that they were this like varied and wild. I don't know. I just dig this album.
This is the Theater Kids sludge metal band.
Okay, I could dig that.
Is that like the most backhanded compliment you've ever given?
I think so. And also, it's to dig at myself because I like it and I'm a theater kid.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that, like, despite this being like a little bit of a cult hit, there's no information about when it came out or like,
Yeah.
Much about the genesis of it other than like a couple little sources here and there. So like, it's 1994. That's it.
Yeah.
About as old as I am, not older. You got your prerequisite Merlin is magic, talking about magic and metal.
Yeah, it's a requirement to have some reference to wizards and doom metal.
And the drumming
Like,
on that one's fucking killer.
Oh yeah, legally, for it to be a doom metal band, it has to have at least one reference to magic, whether it be a sorcerer, a warlock, a witch, or a wizard.
I'm gonna try to Google what FSTP means. We'll see if I have results. Let's see. So
My love is wider than your back door and stronger than your back door.
Is that from the album?
That's from the lyrics.
Oh.
Beautiful. Fuck.
The whole lyrics to FSTP is my love is deeper than your sweet cunt and higher than your assessment of what my love could be.
I'm sending Ash some beautiful lyrics to read.
My love is wider than your back door and stronger than your back door, man, and wilder than your ex-boyfriend.
I'm really sending her these lyrics now.
We need a live reaction. Can we request a live reaction on that one?
Well, I think she's asleep right now because she's overseas. But
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh right, yes.
So we might not get a recording on that one. Nor will I do that without a consent. But
FSTP stores a floating point number from the top of the floating point register stack to the designated memory region. It's for stack overflow, I guess.
I doubt that.
Not in there's also the Federal Skilled Trades Program.
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of riff on SFTP, which is straight for the pussy.
That could be. I've never heard that.
I searched it up on Urban Dictionary.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
And it makes sense given given what the lyrics contain, if we think about it.
Sure.
That's classic, to be honest.
I love that. That's where the title of the album comes from.
Yeah.
So I'm now searching up what the fuck Harvey Milk is, and
he was the first openly gay mayor in America.
Yeah.
He was not a mayor. He was like a city supervisor.
Governor.
Yeah.
City supervisor.
Like
he was like
one of the first openly gay office holders in America.
Yes.
And he was murdered by a Republican.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He was murdered by someone else on the board who got voted out of the job.
Yeah.
I think might have resigned. Can't remember. But also he killed the mayor as well, George Moscone.
Yeah.
And that's how Dianne Feinstein came into power.
And it's San Francisco, not Los Angeles, but all of California is basically the fucking same. Dan White.
Yes, Dan White. I do want to just double check the whole Dan White thing. No, he resigned his position and then tried to come back. And then, they were like, yeah, no, maybe. And then they decided not to.
Convicted of manslaughter.
Although, on that note, whilst we're talking about people who tried to kill politicians, the person who shot Ronald Reagan's about to get out of prison, I believe.
He's already out. He's been doing concerts.
Yeah, I was going to say,
really?
We're getting tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the most New York thing ever.
Would you?
Jesus
I would
Christ.
go there just to ask him to shoot Reagan again. I know Reagan's dead, but I would ask him just to do it again.
Shoot his grave for us, dude. I know you can't own a firearm anymore, but can you borrow one and go shoot his grave a couple times?
And for my encore, here's Reagan's corpse.
God, how fucking hype would that be?
Now, do you want to know the wild thing about the Harvey Milk assassination?
Sure.
It happened the same week as Jonestown.
Fuck yeah, you're right.
So that was the news that week, November 1978.
Oh,
Dan
shit.
White, Harvey Milk.
To the SUNY Albany. Fuck, I almost went there.
So yeah, that was quite the week of news in the 70s, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember it now.
And Dianne Feinstein has been a powerful politician pretty much ever since. She's still a United States Senator from California.
Yeah.
See, when we have politicians in here that's lasted more than 20 years, it's usually because they're from some country area and a big fucking nutter. Always search up Bob Catter. He's still got my favorite ever fucking line that's ever been said in politics.
Yeah.
Which is the when it was asked about gay marriage, and he was going, I got no problem with it. Let it be 1,000 tulips bloom or some shit like that. And goes, but I ain't doing anything about it because every 3 months, someone is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
What is his name?
Bob Catter. His party is the Catter Australia Party because he used to be a part of another party, but he had a lot of conflicts with them, so he formed his own party. And they thought it's like, oh well, we're gonna grab your seat, but no, he's absolutely fucking. He's an absolute fucking nutter, and not in a good way. But he's absolutely loved in his electorate, so he will never lose the seat until he dies.
Damn.
But you know, it's Pride Month. We have not really covered much in the way of like Pride stuff. Like we've done a couple things, but I don't know. A band called Harvey Milk seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
To be fair, Regurgitator put out a song called "I've Sucked a Lot of Cock to Get Where I Am."
Yeah.
Is that not the most proudest thing we could do?
I mean, people are entitled to their sexual proclivities. Let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Mr. Catter said at a press conference, giving a laugh. But I ain't spending any time on it, because in the meantime, every 3 months, a person is torn to pieces by a crocodile in North Queensland.
Yep.
That is incredible. I want to put that on a T-shirt.
There's probably already a couple of that, but here we didn't need to put that on a T-shirt. We just kept watching it constantly. There were certain moments in Australian politics in which we just constantly watched that over and over. I know it's probably pretty mean, but I still have some reasons in which, like, hey, she was not really that great of a prime minister, specifically her anti-gay marriage views. But I would be one of those persons who watched her trip over and fall on the grass constantly on repeat back in high school. I saw everybody in high school kept watching that video. Granted, media definitely did overplay it and intentionally made it to seem like a reason that she wasn't fit, and it was not a reason that she wasn't fit, but it was still funny to watch.
That reminds me of
any prime minister that falls down. Sorry, I'll just do this in a second. Like any prime minister that just randomly trips while walking, you watch that video and constantly.
Yeah, I watched the video of Biden falling down the stairs a couple times.
There was that one, and then there was a report. I was reading a news story this week about him falling off a bike.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I will say one thing to add about the "Let 1,000 blossoms bloom." I just Googled it, and it turns out that it's a bastardization of a Mao Zedong quote.
That's about right.
No, I need to read more about Harvey Milk again. He's always interesting to talk about.
Yeah, we should watch Milk on for an episode.
The Sean Penn movie.
Yeah.
Good.
So we could watch like the documentary, The Life and Times of Harvey Milk. That'd be more interesting. I feel like
that would be more interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get away from the Sean Penn.
Fair enough.
If I wanted to see a wanker for 90 minutes, I'll just look in a mirror.
Just listen to this. Just listen to an episode of our podcast. You'll hear 3 of them.
I don't have the drum kit sound. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Harvey Milk.
This is an alright album.
Harvey Milk's great.
Good week of listening, I think, overall.
Yeah.
I did not listen to Shakey Graves as much as the other two, but it was also because it was harder to get.
And it's also going to go on your iPod, I'm guessing.
It will now.
Right. Rank. Do we want to bother with favorites or least favorites of this one, or do we want to go straight to rankings? I don't have a favorite or least favorite for this one.
It's all my favorite.
My favorite section is Women Dig It Through Merlin is Magic. My least favorites are My Father's Life's Work and FSTP.
Beautiful.
This whole album just fucks.
And also, like, a song that I have to just give a naughty finger shake and like stern look at is All the Live Long Day.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Just a finger wag.
Now, all I heard was Noddy there, so here you go, Dominic. Here's a picture of Noddy for you.
What the fuck is that?
An unknown.png.
You never seen Noddy?
No.
My favorite, one of my favorite chases at War and Everything skits was they were talking about like Politicians would have a strategy whenever they're planning like announcement, when they're doing like an announcement of a policy or they're talking about it. They'll hire someone in the background in the shot to just constantly be nodding or like having a shake or something.
Right.
So it makes it look like people are agreeing with what they're saying. So the chasers dressed up as Noddy and got behind the politicians during one of the press conferences and stuff and just kept shaking their head dressed as Noddy.
Ah.
That operated something deep in my soul that I forgot about.
I'll see
Yeah.
if I can find that video and we'll watch it after we're done here. But until then, I'm gonna give a quick ranking of
Sure.
3, 2, 1. Number 3 is going to actually be Harvey Milk. It just wasn't my favorite out of this week. I think it's still a fine record. Number 2 is going to be Shakey Graves, and then number 1, it's biasm, but I don't really give a shit. It's Unit.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
Number 3, I will put as Unit. I just, I've talked about it before.
Yep.
Not my cup of tea. Number 2, I will put as Harvey Milk, I guess.
Oh damn.
I'll give number 1 to Shakey Graves. I think they're close, but Shakey Graves, I do think, he's a good live act. You are right. I do think he also transports his studio prowess into the live show, which is always an impressive thing when you can make your songs sound like they kind of do when recording them in isolation.
Yeah.
And he's really interactive. He's not, Jeff Mangum necessarily, but he's really good at what he does.
Yeah. And my 3, 2, 1 is exactly the same as Dominic's.
Fair enough.
Wow, 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 wow. All right, so
Beautiful sound there, Dominic. That was. Guess what's going on the next Ritalin for Kids EP, huh?
Sure, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we already know what you're doing, Ritz, for this next episode.
Yeah, I've chosen after a long thought here. It was incredible, and it was all done by myself. Was to pick the Porridge Radio album, Waterslide, Diving Board, Light Into the Sky.
Now, for me, this year I picked a couple artists in secret that were supposed to have albums drop this year that I thought would be fun to cover because I knew nothing about them. And one of those artists has now dropped an album, so it's time to cover it. We're going to continue with metal this week. We are doing the new Motionless in White album, Scoring the End of the World.
Now, was I correct in which you actually had another choice that you recently changed, or one of you two did?
I know I did.
You did, Trix. Okay, it's you. I was gonna say if you could say what what the choice that you didn't do was. Because I'm actually interested.
I had already. I already mentioned it in the chat. I was going to do Daniel Townhall of Meth Wax. His album Lo-Fi Gold.
You got
But
4
instead,
albums
what
already
about-
this year.
Yeah, dude puts out a lot of shit. But I'm going to be doing. This is an album from Doomsayer. It is lo-fi shoegaze indie shit. It is Home in the Desert by Precocious Neophyte.
Oh, God.
I believe it's only on Bandcamp.
Yep. Yeah,
It's another one of
you're
those.
correct.
I apologize. I'm pasting it.
Yeah, oh good. Well, Trix is currently making us waste all of our money, but until then, I have been Ritalin. You can catch me.
Oh my
on
God.
website.
Sorry, I'm just reading the fucking Bandcamp description. Sorry.
Fuck you, I've been nobody. See you later, cunts.
Like, this is not even funny to laugh about. It's just like, damn, this was not what I expected to start reading.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. I'm saying it. I quit everything. My job, friends, family, and bands. I decided that I would never play the guitar in front of people. I shut myself in, cocooning. Cocooning. Just read Korean novels, a little poetry. I decided I would never listen to loud music, but I did, because it was so beautiful. Once I started listening to it, I could not stop. I started flashing back to my old days, took out my guitar, thought about my sad friends, crouched down to sleep in groups underground, played jam on the guitar alone, thought about the alley watching the dawn together in Hongdae so often, hummed melodies, thought about home, my childhood, where is my home? I've never run to my mother crying every night, never, just be reached by dark trees outside of the window. Last year I began to dream, playing in a band, again. I'm still in my tiny room, struggling, processing, but I would do it. I will do it. I will. I don't want to make fun because it seems like this dude's like genuinely whoever this is, I probably shouldn't say it's this dude, but whoever's done it, it's genuinely having some struggles and just trying to
Yes.
and to release it, like just said it done. And more power to that, and I'm happy they're being really open about it. But that just reads so weird.
Yeah.
So it's worth saying, they're based in Seoul.
I was
However,
going to say Paranol Part 2 here, South Korea.
so they're based in Seoul, but their description below that says a homebody in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh.
So is this accidentally another Chicago scene?
I might have accidentally chosen the Chicago version of Paranol.
We will find out. Anyway, Ritz, please do your outro. Sorry.
I'm riddling. You can not catch me. I'm gone. Now you can catch me on my website, riddling for kids at github.io. I also have a YouTube channel that's in the description below. Probably also have a Bandcamp and a Spotify or something for all my shit takes.
I've been
done.
Trix. Follow me on Twitter at procrastinaut_. It's like procrastinating astronaut, and then an underscore at the end of it.
All right, I'm Dominic. You can catch me online on Twitter at DACICHOCKI. It's my first, middle initial, and last name. I'm on YouTube, Dominic Chikoki. Nothing really worth seeing there, though I did post the finale of the Grief Eater show that I saw this week. Beyond that, I have a short film Beat also on my channel. Check that out, I guess. I'm also on the Games My Mom Found podcast sometimes. We just recorded an episode about Life is Strange, so look forward to that.
Hell yeah.
You can catch us all.
On that game.
You can catch us all at dissonantwaves.space, Dissonant Waves on YouTube, at Dissonant Waves on Twitter. We have indeed revived the Twitter. We are indeed talking again. So please follow us, check us out there.
Yes.
Beyond that, hope everyone has a great night.
I might start selling t-shirts soon.
Yes, sell t-shirts.